Welcome to today's lesson. My name is Masaka Kiran Dennis, and so today we will go into a lesson on organic chemistry, and in particular we'll look at macromolecules, and these are natural macromolecules that we're going to look at. Remember, previously we looked at synthetic molecules, and but today we are concentrating on macromolecules, which are natural. And so we go straight to the lesson. And so we said natural macromolecules actually constitute food substances, and mainly we are looking at these macromolecules: carbohydrates, fats, and the proteins. So we know that actually a simple sugar unit, which is a monosaccharide, which is given by carbon 6, hydrogen 12, oxygen 6, is the simplest monomer for actual formation of starch. Because actually we are looking at the formation of starch. And so when you need 2 units of monosaccharides, that is actually simple sugar, which we have mentioned here, if 2 of them actually undergo condensation polymerization, that is where actually you remove water, as it is shown here. One monosaccharide and another monosaccharide, you add them together, you form actually disaccharide. And so, and also water, so the water that was removed through condensation polymerization. And so when you have several of these monomers, or the monosaccharides, several of them, and you form a very long big chain, then you form what is known as a polysaccharide, which is starch actually. And so now we'll look at, in simple terms, the formation of starch. So we said several simple sugar molecules, which are known as monomers, when they are combined together through the process known as condensation polymerization, actually form what is known as polysaccharide molecule. Poly means many, and then we have several monomers or several sacharides. So when you add them, actually, you form what is known as polysaccharide. And so we are showing here, these rectangles are merely showing other intermediate molecules. And so we are merely showing the hydroxyl group at the end of each of them. And if we removed actually water, because we said this process is actually condensation polymerization. So if we removed water, so what we form actually is starch, and this is the shape of starch actually. So it has actually a rectangle, and that one there, oxygen, that rectangle and oxygen. So whenever we see such actually a structure, we know that we are looking at the structure of starch. And so it's formed by condensation polymerization, where water molecules actually are drawn out. And so the opposite of actually formation of starch is actually hydrolysis. That is where actually instead of removing water, now you add water, which is involved in the breakdown of starch bonds, and then you form actually simpler molecules. So hydrolysis is used in many places. So one of the 2 places I've inserted here that hydrolysis can be used in insect killers, making insect killers, as well as chemical sprays. And so the hydrolysis process is that actually you have starch, and for this starch actually you add water, and then this water necessitates the breakdown of starch bonds, and therefore you form now simpler sugars. So examples of hydrolysis reactions are actually the ester hydrolysis reaction, where when you add water to an ester, what results is actually a carboxylic acid as well as an alcohol. So let's see what happens. So it's the addition of water to an ester, and what you form is carboxylic acid and alcohol. The other example is that if you have sucrose and then you hydrolyze it by adding water, sucrose is actually a disaccharide. So if you break sucrose, and then it means that you have other simpler sugars or monosaccharides sugars form actually glucose and fructose. But so here we have shown how actually the hydrolysis process takes place, and that you are moving from actually a very bigger molecule to simpler molecules. So this is the hydrolysis process. So if you have starch here, and then you add water with the other conditions which are required, and then what you form are simple molecules, which we had at first. And so I thought this is very important that today we look at the formation of starch as well as hydrolysis. I thank you.